First day of the combine, John Lynch spoke, said a bunch of stuff. Very interesting. I think we should probably go through it and give our takes. What do you think, Jesse?
He said a lot of things and stuff and
Lots of things and stuff.
cool
Whatnots.
things
What
and
have
stuff,
yous.
really.
Yeah,
Oh, what have
absolutely.
yous. Yeah, that's true.
So he starts off with Jimmy's injury and says it's minor. I love that. He'll drop these bombs with a smile on his face like it's no big deal. And you're like, well, hold on. Run that back. Run that verse back real quick. What did he say? He said the injury was minor. Okay, let's start there.
He's like a like a really good rap track that says a lot of great things, but they're fast rapper and you got to listen to it over and over. That was
He's busy
that's
bone.
exactly what he was
He's
today.
busy
Yeah,
bone.
he is busy bone. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. God, yeah. Okay. So he did. He said that the injury wasn't major, and he goes, well, but hold on a second, because I get it. Throwing shoulder, that's a big deal. That's like the spot is major, but the injury itself is not major. I guess there's a capsule in the back of your shoulder. That right there is what the issue was. It is a minor procedure, and they expect him to make a full recovery. The reason supposedly this is all coming out now is because they were going to try to rehab it. They figured through rehab that they would be able to fix the issue. They were not able to. And so now they're deciding to have surgery. And that's why we're hearing about this one day before the combine starts.
Sure. Sounds good. The other interpretation is that the Don Yee, Jimmy Garoppolo's agent, who also is Tom Brady's agent, Sean Payton's agent, knows what the hell he's doing, is timing this in such a way that the 49ers can either trade Jimmy Garoppolo, or if they cut him because he won't be available for a while, that Jimmy will get a $7.5 million injury guarantee, which is nice because he has no guarantees in his contract right now.
That is nice. So that's if he doesn't sign with another team. And this is what I haven't figured out. I know that if he signs with another team and it's over $7.5 million, thank you, Jack, that money gets brought back to the 49ers. However, what I don't know is, does it count towards the cap this year and it's reimbursed next year? Or is it reimbursed this year? That is something I'm still trying to figure out.
That's a good question. I was assuming it was reimbursed as soon as he signs, but that could be a long time. And really, by the time he signs, what are you going to do with that $7.5 million cap space? So it's not good news for the Niners. It is good news it seems to me like, look, if I were Jimmy Garoppolo and I was tripping about the Niners having all the leverage over me, and my agent came to me and was like, look, I got a plan. I got a freaking plan. All right. We're going to wait a month, maybe a month and a half. Then you'll have the surgery. Then they'll cut you. Then you'll get $7.5 million and you can pick your team. I'll be like, this is why you're my agent. This is why I love you. This is why we do business. To me, it's really, really smart by Don Yee. It's hella smart.
Yeah, they've taken all the leverage away from the 49ers. Oh, yeah. And again, this goes back to last offseason, Grant, where speculation started to come out about how Jimmy's people didn't think that he was basically taken care of the way he should have been by the 49ers, that they said a lot of bad things about him. They didn't appreciate it. Well, here you go. Here's your chance to fire back.
Yeah. So his injury's minor. Seems like what Lynch was saying is, we really didn't think he would do this because he's so professional, but he did it. And what are you going to do? It was an option. He did it. We're going to have to figure out what to do. All right. You know what? Cut him. Because what you need all the cap space you can get on the first day of free agency. You're $4 million over the cap. Like, you're not going to be able to bring in people. You're not going to be able to keep people. Like Laken Tomlinson, goodbye. Jaquiski Tart, everyone. So you need this cap space more than you need a 4th round pick or a 3rd round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo. Cut him and give him what he wants. And I respect that Jimmy and Don Yee figured out a way to make it sort of worth their while. Whatever. Peace.
The problem is they do have to figure this out soon, because again, once that new league year starts, from what I understand, you cannot go over the salary cap. So a lot of people, I think, have this thought or perception that, okay, well, as long as they're back under by the time June rolls around, they're good to go. That's not the way that this works. In fact, you have to stay under the whole time. So that means you're not going to be able to sign the Laken Tomlinsons and all these guys that you're trying to bring back, let alone go after a big fish in free agency. So yeah, this is a big deal.
Big deal. There's more that John Lynch said, though. He talked about that there's been talks and lots of interest in Jimmy Garoppolo. I love that. He went to Stanford. He picks his words carefully. Talks, I believe it. Interest, I believe it. Interest could be, I mean, if things don't work out with XYZ, sure. He's our fourth option. He's a great fourth option for us. I love that, man. Interest. I'm interested in Jimmy Garoppolo. I like talking about him. He brings me a lot of views. It doesn't mean I want to trade for him. That's two different things.
That's so funny you say that, Grant. That's so funny you say that, because that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, there is a lot of interest in Jimmy Garoppolo. Everybody's talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and whether he's going to be traded.
No, I thought that was hilarious. A very good choice of words. He's trying to sell Jimmy Garoppolo and not lie at the same time, and he basically did it. There's been talks and there's interest. Okay, are you going to trade him though? I mean, probably not. And then he said that Trey is everything they wanted and more. That to me, it kills me. He was killing it in training camp last year, and all John Lynch could talk about was Jimmy. And I was like, man, that's so rude. But at the same time, it was like, okay, you're trying to do the pump and dump. I get it. Wow, that failed. And now it's like, we're going to cut him anyway. Why don't we just say how we really feel about Trey? I mean, really, people think we don't like him. Joe Montana's telling people we don't like him. Like, actually, we do, and we've been trying to hide it because we're trying to trade Jimmy, and it didn't work out, so let's just say the truth.
Well, you know what's funny is everything that he said today is basically what everybody else has been saying in bits and pieces, right? You've had people come out and say that they're willing to hang on to Jimmy. They could see Jimmy being back possibly, but they're going to try to trade him. They also believe in Trey and think Trey's ready. Like, there's everything that's coming out, or that he said has come out already. Like, we knew all of these things. John Lynch is very smart. That dude should be a politician, because the way he talks about things, I call it a leadership circle. And what that is when somebody asks you a question, like a subordinate asks you a question, like a real serious question, you go around in a circle and you never actually answer the question, but you say a lot of interesting things. That's John Lynch every single time he talks.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not defensive. He's like, absolutely. That's a good question, Grant. Let me answer that in about 90 seconds, and I'll say a bunch of things, and I'll give you eye contact, and I'll do a lot of this. And at the end, you'll be like, he didn't address my question whatsoever.
At all.
He was very polite about it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's like a Jedi mind trick every time he speaks.
The other thing he said is, when you spend that much on a quarterback, you want to use them. Yeah, that's what I was saying last year. But it just reinforces that they had a plan, and they stuck to it. We're going to draft him. We're going to sit him. He'll be ready year 2. Okay, but that makes me feel like even if they were to bring back Jimmy Garoppolo, which he left the door open for that, which is insanity. But even if they do that, he'll be the backup, which I feel like that should have happened as soon as he broke his thumb. I mean, now Jimmy Garoppolo's the backup, but in freaking January, he had to start. Okay. I think that's probably the locker room saying we're gonna, I think that was Kyle being, I'm gonna lose the locker room if I don't start Jimmy. Well, Jimmy has to go now. They say you spend all that draft capital on him, you want to use him. Yeah, eventually. So yeah, Jimmy's gone. He's gonna get cut. But he did say, we have depth. If he is back with us, let's go at it again. That was fingers, nails on the chalkboard, but I'm thinking that's a last-ditch attempt to try to keep some trade value that's not there.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it, right? Like, he's letting the league know, okay, and I know that we need to start the kid. If you spend that much capital, you got to be ready to play the kid, and that's where we're at. However, if we have to keep Jimmy, we love that quarterback room, and we will do it. Don't make us do it, because we will. So to me, he said a lot of things that we already knew. They're going to try to pump up that trade value. It's not going to work. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he's gone by March 16th. That is a key date.
So I spearheaded a lot of mantras, a lot of phrases in the last year, banana hands, things like that. But the one I think that's got the most legs is play the kid. Play the kid. And him being the kid. I love that. I mean, the only person that was ever the kid before was Prince in Purple Rain. And now it's Trey. I think I'm proud of that one. Because whenever people see me, they're like, hey, man, they should have played the kid. They should have played the kid. Like, yes, it rolls off the tongue real nice. Play the kid, Kyle.
It does. It is. Yeah. I like the banana hands, though.
It had a moment, but everyone likes Kyle again, so it's going to be for another time. You only bring that one out when he's losing, but now everyone likes him again. But remember the time we all called him banana hands and we were all making fun of him? That was fun, right? We had fun.
Yeah, of course it was.
I had a great time.